Every hour, every minute, every second, there's something new happening. Your favorite pastime. Get all caught up here on Pastimes on the Mic. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok. Send us any questions you want answered on the show by emailing us at pastimesonthemic@gmail.com. I'm here with Guy Buckley Jr. and Dennis Toohey. Boys, how we doing today?
Doing good.
Doing good, man. My Yankees are doing good. I'm rocking the Don Mattingly jersey. That's way too big for me.
I love it, man. Donnie baseball. Yeah, Yankees look great. Hopefully they can lock in the AL East. I see no problem with that. And the AL title itself, the number one seed, that's huge. Home field advantage throughout the AL. So hopefully they get that. A lot of cool storylines going on. The AL Wild Card race, the NL Wild Card race. Ohtani is just a freak of nature. Is a unicorn, same as Judge. So a lot to talk about, man. See guys laughing over there. So
I think that's funny calling him a unicorn.
Yeah,
I think the big thing to talk about, honestly, I mean, obviously we're all Yankees fans, but I mean, the Mets got a huge series coming up right now. They had another huge series just before. Dennis was saying how he went to the game yesterday, so I'd love to hear that. But potentially Pete Alonso's last game is a Met in Citi Field. Possibility. Emphasize that. But how was the game yesterday, Dennis? What do you think?
I had a blast. I have to say, I really had a good time. So let's just talk about the wild card standings. The NL. The Mets are second. They are 2 games ahead of the Braves. They are tied for the Diamondbacks, but they have the tiebreaker with the Diamondbacks, so they're ahead. They're 3 behind the Padres.
And the Braves are 2 behind the Mets.
Yes.
And
very important series.
Is that a 3-game series or 4?
It is.
I think it's a 3-gamer. I could be wrong on that.
I'm looking at it now.
It's
it's 3 games. 3 against 3 at Atlanta, 3 at Milwaukee. Then that's it.
Damn.
6 games left. 6 games all in a row. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
This is about as close as you can get. This is going to be like playoff baseball a little early.
The matchups are Severino versus Schwellenbeck tomorrow night. Peterson versus Sale. Minaya versus Fried.
They got the pitching.
Thank you.
Think.
That makes it. I'm not looking at you guys. I was looking at the ESPN website.
So what do we think? Who's in? Who's out? I guess we'll start off the NL because we're just talking about them. Braves on the outside looking in. Mets are in there by 2. I think it's safe to say the Cubs and Cardinals, they're all out. I think they all got officially eliminated. Dodgers, Phillies, Brewers, they got locked in the divisions. Padres in any other division, they're probably a division winner somewhere else. They're fantastic. D-backs kind of on a little bit of a skid, but they just owned Milwaukee over the weekend. So, yeah, it's really between the Mets and the Braves at this point. Maybe both. Maybe Braves and Mets both get in. D-backs are out. It's crazy.
I don't know why this website has it this way. The Mets are ahead of the Diamondbacks. They have the season tiebreaker.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know.
That might matter and they have it against the Padres as well. That's obviously unlikely to matter, we'll say.
Yeah.
So the Mets, if they tied, let's say somehow, some way, I don't think it's feasible, and I'm not a math guy whatsoever. Let's say all 4 teams tied, the Mets would be in. I think the Mets would probably be the 1 seed.
That's
out
crazy.
of the wild card.
Every game counts. Every game counts at that point.
Yeah, so I think they have whatever happens with them in Atlanta dictates what their tiebreaker is. I think if they sweep Atlanta, obviously they'll have 90, and that does it. That wins.
Yeah.
They have to take 2 of 3, but I think if they beat the Atlanta series, I think they clinch automatically by virtue of having the tiebreakers.
Yeah. I believe they would have to, if they win 2 out of the 3, they make it.
Oh, I guess not, because they would have 89. Yeah, they would automatically win.
The Mets are still performing, and they don't even have Lindor right now, which is another thing. That's crazy. Yeah, or Senga.
And the Braves are doing this all without Acuna and Strider and all the injuries they've took.
Riley.
Both these teams are just dogs, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're kudos to both of them, man. I mean, once Acuna went down, I was like,
And they don't have Riley.
I picked the Mets to make the playoffs preseason.
wow.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I would have disagreed with you big time back in March. I was not high on them at all. I was like, I think they could, they were banking on Alvarez and Lindor, kind of a youth movement. The starting pitching wasn't really wowing me, but they proved me
they
wrong,
look like
man.
a fun team to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
They are. It's a fun team. Alonso's, he's been killing. Lindor was in the MVP talks for a while.
Nimmo's been fantastic.
Nimmo's been fantastic. Yeah, it's a fun team. It's a fun time to be a New York baseball fan. That's for sure. The Braves are still in it. It's crazy, man.
The thing is, with the Mets, like the reason why I thought they're going to do well is I just thought that 500, like last year, would be good enough to get you in the playoffs. So the way I viewed it in my mind was the lineup was good enough to be a 500 lineup.
Yeah.
Do even though they didn't have that high quality start, like those high quality pitchers, I was like, okay, but you still have Diaz in the pen. Obviously, he struggled at times, but going into the year, I thought you have Diaz. Senga's going to come back around July. He hasn't come back at all yet. He may not come back at all either.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I could see it. And I never really wavered from it because I always thought like, it's a long season and it's a weird conference.
Yeah.
So I always hung into it. The Braves, what they've done is phenomenal. And another team, they're not going to get the credit. But the Diamondbacks, their season was in the dumpster too, and they crawled their way out, or slithered their way out, rather.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you got to tip your cap to all three of them. And the Padres, too, at times looked dead in the water.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. If you're the Cubs or the Cardinals, I saw David Bell, manager of the Reds, got fired yesterday.
Yeah.
If you're the Cubs and the Cardinals, you got to be doing something in that organization.
Yep.
And I think Zaid, the general manager of Zaidi or whatever his name is, I forget it offhand, the San Francisco Giants general manager, I think he got fired, didn't he? Or there's talks of it. I know Giants fans want him gone. But I don't know.
I think it's in the talks. Yeah.
If they pulled the trigger or not, just could be rumors.
And it's crazy, too, because they actually had a pretty interesting offseason, too. They got Chapman, then they extended him, and they got Blake Snell, who second half Blake Snell has been a god. He's been insane the second half. It's crazy. So we'll see what happens with all.
Do the Braves have any chance of getting anyone back that's hurt? Like Riley, Acuna, Strider?
That's a good
any
point.
Of them?
Definitely not Strider.
Maybe Riley. Maybe. I think Acuna's done.
Because Riley broke his wrist, right? Or hand.
I think Riley, out of all three of those guys, has the best shot, if I remember correctly.
Because they were facing injuries, too, all year. Harris was hurt for a while.
Yeah, Harris was out for a big
Azuna's
chunk of
having a great year.
Azuna's been awesome. Probably MVP runner-up at this point.
It seems highly unlikely that Riley's coming back.
Yeah.
Really?
Highly unlikely Riley. Wow.
Because didn't Strider, it was a long time ago, he got hurt back in April. Didn't he get Tommy John? Is that what he's injured? Yeah. So, he's done for the year. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Braves got screwed on a lot of big.
I mean, Sale is single-handedly probably saving their season then because he's having a great year.
Yeah, Sale has just been phenomenal. Most of the pitchers have been good. Yeah, it's just it's tough. The NL's deep, man. It's a deep, deep league.
Yeah, because everyone else is eliminated.
Yeah, the Cubs were making it interesting a little bit like 2 weeks ago, but then they kind of cooled off again. Yeah.
It's crazy how close like the Diamondbacks, Mets, and Braves are. San Diego has 90 wins, so I think they're fine.
Yeah,
Milwaukee's at 89.
San Diego's been playing great baseball the last few months. It's insane.
No one's going to hit 100 wins. I mean,
it's confirmed. Yeah, no one's hit 100 wins this season.
Wow.
First time since 2014. All right, a little trivia for you guys. What team had the best record in 2014? I know it. And it's kind of crazy to think about.
You're asking the wrong guy. No pun.
2014?
Yeah, who had the best record? It was the last time no one hit 100 wins.
The Angels.
You're correct.
They had 96.
The Mike Trout Angels were in that season had the best records.
Is that right? This is 96?
Yeah, I think so. 96 and 98, something like that.
Yeah, I saw that stat the other day. I didn't know it off the top of my head. So, guy, don't feel
crazy.
too
That
bad.
was
I only reason I said the Royals because wasn't it 2014 or 2015 when the Mets versus the Royals in the World Series?
2015, and then the Royals made it to the World Series the year before against the Giants.
You guys ready for
2014,
this? I just went over my bets preseason. 2 of them are still active. I didn't win anything else. Tigers to make the playoffs,
That's a
Braves
good
to
bet.
miss.
Wow.
So you're a big Mets fan this week.
So, yeah, what I lost was Royals division winner. I had another one of Orioles division winner, Phillies division winner, Brewers division winners, Tigers division winners.
Wow.
Kind of crazy. I did okay. I
did
lost,
good.
but like those were all like partial credits.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
I was
Not
actually
bad.
pretty. Yeah, I was pretty high on the Tigers and the Royals preseason night, especially the
remember-
Royals.
I think
I
I
was
actually
like,
made that Tiger bet on air.
Yeah, I love Bobby Witt. I thought the Royals would, they're still good, but as of lately, they've been ice cold, as you can see. 2-8 in their last 10. That's not the streak you want right before the playoffs, or
No.
yeah, down the stretch, no way. Twins have been horrible as well, 3-7.
Listen, you don't have to be the best, just don't be the worst.
Yep.
The Twins, they lost again. They got blown out by Boston last night, 8 or 9-1.
Yeah.
And
8-1, yeah.
Are the Mariners still in it, or are they officially eliminated?
I believe
might
they're
be
still
in
in it. They're 2
No,
behind right
they're
now.
still in it because it's 6 games left, so you can just kind of do the math.
Yeah.
Truth be
I mean,
told,
they probably got to
the
win out.
Orioles haven't clinched,
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, they're at 80. So they can go on a losing streak and not make it.
and they have the Yankees for 3.
I want to see the Mariners in it, man. Not as a Yankee fan, but as a baseball fan, I love the Mariners as a team. They'd be
As a
sick.
sports fan, as a
Yeah.
human, to miss the playoffs for 21 years, make the playoffs, then start missing again. Oh,
Yeah.
that's gut wrenching.
And Julio Rodriguez is finally heating up. That rotation's absolutely insane. Rosarena's found new life in Seattle.
Of course he did. Because
Yeah,
late season, Randy Rosarena, late season, man.
it is insane. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I like all these teams besides the Twins. The Twins I'm not high on whatsoever, but it's an easy bye week for whoever gets them. The Royals, though, they can make some noise. The Tigers are hot, man. The Orioles, they got all the talent in the world.
I hate Baltimore.
I hate, you know what I hate?
What that I said I hate Baltimore.
Look at the standings. I want to see if you guys will notice what I'm going to say. Look at the standings right now.
Yeah.
For AL?
Yeah, look at them.
Okay.
What's off about this?
Houston at 85 wins. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I'd say
They're
Houston's-
gonna make the playoffs, and a team that could win more than them is gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Systems a little
I hate
messed up
that.
there.
I hate that so much. But the divisions in baseball do matter. They're the only sport, aside from I guess football, the division really does matter
yeah,
because it's such a long season that like you want to win it and whatnot. And there are divisions that are lopsided. I mean, look at the Brewers and the NL Central this year. They went right through them like a hot knife through butter. We're okay against other teams, but against their own division, I have to know what it was. Probably something crazy. Because I don't understand how the most beaten, broken down team of a division like the Brewers could just run away with it.
yeah.
But whatever.
I'll say this.
Because
The Cincinnati Reds, huge disappointment. I was so high on them beginning of the year. It's crazy how they finished probably below 500.
they fired their manager last night.
Yep. I was all in on them. I'm like, they're gonna go. That McLean got hurt before the season even started. I was like, great. And
They were without Friedel.
yep, Alfredo. Ellie De La Cruz, that guy is insane. He did everything I thought he was going to do. But
65 stolen bases,
yeah, he's insane.
25 home runs.
Yeah, he had a great year. The Marlins, I expected. The Rockies, I expected. Nationals. Pirates are a little bit of disappointment, too. I thought they put a little more fight in for the division, but yeah. Even the Cubs, too, on paper.
What do we think about the Yankees? What's going on with them? What do we think? How are we
Oh,
feeling?
I don't know about you
Really,
boys.
we haven't even
but
talked about them.
I am loving the Yankees right now. I think they're in a really, really good spot. I think they're going to get the division. I think it's a no-brainer. They probably get the best record in the AL, so number 1 seed. So they get that bye week, which is huge for them. Regroup a little bit, Honestly, and I said it off air, and I'm going to keep saying it now. Looking at the AL besides Houston, I'm really not frightened of any of these teams, man. The Mariners, I think the Yankees can beat. The Twins, I know the Yankees will beat. The Royals, the Yankees will beat. If I had to pick like 3 teams that I'm like most afraid of, it's probably the Astros, the Orioles, and I guess the Tigers, because they're that hot, magical team.
Yeah, they're on fire.
Yeah, you don't want to play that team in the first round. So get the bye. I think they got it. Hopefully Detroit and Houston meets in the first round. One of those 2 gets knocked out early. That would be huge for the Yankees. Cleveland's a great team. Their bullpen's insane. I just don't think they have like the offensive prowess like the Yankees do. I think Judge, Soto, Stanton, now Glaber leading off too. He's been hot. I think they can take care of business against Cleveland. It's just Houston. You don't want to see Houston ALCS.
I mean, Verlander's been shaky, but I get he's a vet. But
yeah, playoffs is a different animal. So we'll see. But I'm liking where the Yankees are at right now, man. I don't want to get myself too excited. That's just my take with the AL right now.
I agree with you on the Tigers.
I want to know what Dennis thinks about Rodon this year, because I remember how he was with him towards.
I still don't love him. Like what we were saying in the other show, the football show that's going to be posted as well. You guys could check that out on the Pastimes on the Mike YouTube channel.
I'll be posting.
He's like a Jekyll and Hyde starter, the same way there's Jekyll and Hyde quarterbacks. I mean, every other start, he either looks excellent or looks horrible. He's
inconsistent.
Has 16 wins in the American League, which is tied for the most. He has the most wins of his career. And at the same time, too, anytime he starts for us, I don't think it's over. I don't know what I'm going to get from him. So I want him to do well. He's a Yankee.
Yeah.
Bro, come on.
I think
at the same time.
And you know me, I'm a Rodon truther, as always. But Dennis, I think you're correct. I mean, this year alone was definitely more so of a mixed bag, but definitely the good outweighed the bad, in my opinion, so far. It's, league leader in wins. I know wins is not really the most important stat to declare if a pitcher is good or not.
I mean, he has a lot of Ks too. He's almost at 200.
He's a strikeout pitcher. That's what
ERA is a little high, but I mean,
the ERA again is a little fluctuated due to the high and the lows. Like still, he could lower it down a little bit. It's a sub 4 ERA. I'll take it. Last year, I said if he can get between 170, 200 Ks, and a low 3 ERA, and leading the league in wins.
Really got to go back and see what you said. You were spot on a lot.
I said I'll be happy with that. And Garrett Cole, I know he was hurt, but if anything, too, I mean, I know he's had his good starts. He's been a little bit of a mixed bag as well. That's why I'm saying this bye week is huge for the Yankees. Get Garrett Cole up to speed entirely. Boston, that game against where he intentionally walked Devers when he didn't need to. It fucks with his head a little bit. So I'm like, I know he had a good last start. Just get him, get him good for the playoffs. That's all that matters. Rodon, anyone who's struggling. I know Volpe was struggling for a bit, but he hit that home run 2 nights ago. Or last night, I forget. Just get into that mental space. That's the biggest thing. And that was huge for him in the All-Star break, too, especially for Volpe. Volpe was ice cold in the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Second half, he opened up on a heater. So I think this bye week is going to be huge for a lot of guys, whether it's Nestor Cortez, getting Clark Schmidt back up to speed. Like I said, the Yankees are in a great spot, man. And Rodon, if he can just continue his good starts in the playoffs, that's all we need. Those 6 Ks, 6 innings pitched, maybe 1 or 2 earned runs, hopefully 0.
So who are the 4? Who are the 4? Is it
Cole, Rodon, Heel,
and who's that 4 spot?
Weaver should definitely be the closer, no doubt about it at this point. I would go Clark Schmidt. Yeah,
Schmidt's 4.
Nestor as a long reliever. I think he's excelled in that role. We saw that a couple weeks ago. I know he's not a big fan of that role, but Yeah, you want to win a ring, man. You do what's best for the team. And I think deep down he knows that.
Yeah.
I disagree with you.
On what?
I think it should be Stroman going to the pen.
Who to the pen?
Stroman.
Well, yeah, I think he would be an option out of the pen as well.
He's already in. Isn't he already doing games out of the pen right now?
He had a save, but they've been doing it just to keep some of their guys fresh while extending the rotation.
So who's your 4 then for the playoffs?
Cole, Rodon. I agree with you on Schmidt, but Nestor. The reason why I think that is because I have like flashbacks to that Red Sox game. 11 stolen bases on him and Trevino. 11.
Yeah.
So it depends on who's they're going to have as the catcher, because if we play the Royals, the Orioles, or the Tigers, one of those really athletic teams, we're screwed.
I mean, he'll walk a lot too, right?
You can't.
I don't know if I want Heel in the bullpen, man. I don't know if I want that. It's just.
Oh, Heel too. I forgot about him.
I think he's got to be a starter. That's his best results.
All right, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Cortez being moved. I forgot about Heel. I'm okay with Cortez being moved out
because Cortez.
Heel.
I look at Heel.
Even Heel, I'm nervous about because the control.
Exactly. Because I think if Heel gets into trouble early, then you send in Nestor Cortez. He will clean up.
That's fair.
I think that's like the way to go, for sure. But yeah, I'm feeling really good about the Yankees, man. I mean, I know we're not the fastest team, but shit, we got power, dude. We got power, and when the pitching's on, it's
Who needs
on,
to show up in the playoffs then? Because
everyone's got to get that dog in them, as Verdugo would say. Everyone's got to get that dog in them.
I'm really excited about watching Wells in the playoffs. That's like one person I can't wait to watch. I feel like he just has like that. He has like the. You have to.
Wells should start every game.
He has to be clean up.
Yep, he has to start every game. I love Trevino to death. Maybe as like a 9th inning, maybe move Wells as a DH, and then you move Trevino as a defensive. But even if that, no.
You ready for this? I don't even know if I bring Trevino to the postseason roster.
Wow.
I mean, look, it's valid. He
doesn't have the arm that Wells does. Once again, do you remember when that losing streak, that skid started? It was that Sunday night baseball game against the Red Sox.
Yep.
11 stolen bases as a team.
Yeah.
If we go again, like I said, I just said it, Orioles, Tigers, Royals, they're going to be running all over us. Every single is going to be a double. Doubles are going to turn to triples.
Yeah.
And then you put more pressure on the catcher and pitcher. You get a wild pitch. Next thing you know, it's a run that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. You got to keep Wells in there, 100%.
So you got to keep Wells in there. And the reason why I say that is like Wells isn't slow enough that like, are you going to really pinch run for him? So like, that's overthinking it a lot to leave him off completely, to have him as like a 9th inning if you pinch ran for Wells. I get it. But the way I'm looking at it is like he's so far out of the starting lineup to me. So far out.
I actually agree with that too, yeah.
Well, you kind of have a controversy too with Dominguez and Verdugo in left field.
I would rather start Verdugo. And the reason why I would do that is
experience?
Not just because of that, but Dominguez you could use as a runner.
Yeah.
Verdugo does have a better glove.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Dominguez make some questionable plays this year so far.
So I would do it that way.
Heating up. It's just.
And if they bring a lefty in against Verdugo, you could bring in the switch hitting Dominguez. Like they're easy to interchange each other. So.
Yeah, it's not a bad take. I think I would maybe roll the dice with Dominguez firsthand. If he's, if it's a close game, defensive replacement, Verdugo all day in left field, I get that for sure. I think Doogie's bat, man, it's just been
ass.
Ice cold. Ice cold.
It was bad, and then it got red hot, and now it's bad again.
It's the batting gloves. He's allergic.
Because Dominguez he's a few home runs the last couple of games. If you want to ride that into the playoffs, But again, I don't necessarily hate the Verdugo idea though either.
I don't know how I feel about. I mean, that's a question mark. I feel like, but also Rizzo. I mean, he's been heating up a little bit, right?
It's got to be Rizzo.
Yeah.
At this point, it's got to. It's not
He's
gonna be
just
Ben
the best.
Rice. I'm.
No,
I,
it's not
I,
gonna be Ben Rice.
I love Ben Rice to death. I think he's a great kid, but like, not the playoffs, bro. Ben Rice.
I know.
Nah.
No,
Listen,
yeah, I know.
in the
It's got-
playoffs, you can't bench a World Series winner for
Yeah.
somebody who has less experience.
I feel like Rizzo's gonna have those timely hits. Like they might not be like.
But he's
you
been
know,
doing okay since he came back. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. He hasn't been
Ri-
like.
Rizzo as like the 8th hitter. I'm fine with, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
just
fine.
grind at bats.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So what do you think the lineup is? If you had to predict it.
Glaber lead off,
Mm-hmm.
Soto, and in the 2-hole.
Judge Wells.
Yeah, yep. Judge Wells,
Stanton.
Then the 6 is Dominguez right now, right?
It should be Dominguez because I want to break up those lefties.
Yeah, so Dominguez is switch, and then the 7th Jazz, and then 8 is Rizzo, and then 9 Volpe. I like Volpe a lot in the 9-hole.
It's balanced.
Yeah, I like Volpe in the 9.
Yeah, dude, to me that's a
Get
fucking
him on base.
That's a fucking winner.
Glaber
Right
and
there.
Soto. I mean, that'd be nice.
Because you have to pitch to Glaber.
Yeah,
Yep.
you don't. Yeah.
So I agree with Guy.
That's a fucking winner lineup, bro. I love it. Just keep staying healthy.
Yeah, I like it. I like Volpe getting on and his speed. His speed's his speed. He'll be. But
I think
Dominguez
Volpe-
has some speed to him too. He can
Yep.
steal.
I think Volpe's gonna have a really good postseason.
I can't wait.
I think that bye week that's really gonna.
Well, that's not
do wonders
guaranteed.
for-
It's not guaranteed the bye week. Is it?
Not guaranteed yet, but I'll put my money on it. The Yankees get. I mean, they're gonna be first or second seed, so no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, this is going to be such a stupid take, and it doesn't matter because, like you said, it doesn't matter. We clinched the bye. That's like, do you even really want the bye?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And the only reason why I say that is like the Yankees, they start off April every year hot, but they start off the All-Star break so cold that I don't know how they would do better with. Do you know what I'm saying? With like extra time.
I mean,
like if I'm a Mets fan and my team has to bye, like I'm not even watching the playoffs. Like, all right, we're eliminated because they're always bad right at the start of the season.
I hear you.
Right out of the All-Star game, they're always bad. But the
That's-
Yankees, it's a little more.
That's definitely a thing.
Split.
I'll agree with that, but like, I think just get a guaranteed spot in the next round, not in the wild card. I think that outweighs like.
I agree with
losing
you in
the wild card round.
principle, yeah.
Especially against like teams like the Orioles and the Astros and God forbid the Red Hot Tigers. I don't know if I want to see them in the wild card. That's because then that goes to your point. Detroit's the hottest team. Think they want a bye week? No. Do you want to verse Detroit in the bye week? Hell no. I think the Yankees would win, but I would definitely be biting my nails here and there. I think that it's just like one of those magical 2014 Royals type teams. That's just the vibe I get from the Tigers.
so this might be a stupid question, but I've been very heavily invested in football. Is Luke Weaver like? It's not like the clear cut guy now, like Clay Holmes, but it's not. Clay Holmes,
it's
but-
not official that he's the closer. It's still closer by committee. It's like him, Kane Lane.
Okay.
But
But it's not Clay Holmes get locked in is the
No,
guy
no.
because he's ass at closing.
it should be Weaver. Weaver should be our closer, bar none, for the
Okay.
playoffs. Like every ninth inning situation or every save situation, Luke Weaver better be on the mound. He has brought a new energy to the team, to himself. Like he was like the worst qualified pitcher in ERA last year, I think. And this dude like broke down. I was reading about this. He like broke down his locker room and stuff. He was like a year later.
He was on the Yankees, he was on the Mariners, and he was on the Reds last year.
Yeah, and this year now he's like balling out as the Yankees' new closer. Like
Yeah.
keep him in there. He's feeling it. And the bullpen, look, if Weaver doesn't work out one game, go back to the committee. Go back to Kane.
I would
Something
keep him as the closer for another big reason. He could go more than one inning.
Exactly. He's a multi-inning closer. That's
He had
super
21
valuable.
starts last year for the Reds. Wow.
Did how many starts?
I mean, if I'm reading this right, it said 21. 21 starts for the Reds last year.
Starts or appearances?
It says GS. I'm assuming that's game started, right?
Yes, you're-
That's high. I didn't think he had that many.
He had
That's almost like an entire
870 ERA.
season's worth. No, that's
Am I,
not true.
am I reading that right?
I'm seeing the
He's
same
usually about
thing.
40 a season.
20
That's half a season.
21 games started for the Cincinnati Reds. Then he went to the Mariners for.
Started one there.
He finished one game and started one game for Seattle. Then he started 3 for the Yankees that year. And ever since he's been to the Yankees, man,
Sub
He's
3
been-
ERA.
he's been solid. Yeah, he's been solid.
He had a stint with the Yankees. He had 2 games started with the Yankees last year. 3.
Yeah.
3.
He's at 4 saves this year, 101 strikeouts, and 83 innings pitched. His strikeout per 9's 11. He's dealing right now, man.
What's his walks per 9?
His walks per 9 is 2.8.
Really?
Yeah. He's
What?
killing it. He's killing it, bro.
I was talking about this with actually our buddy Tony from the Fantasy Baseball League. Yeah.
Shout out Tony.
On our vacation, we were talking, and he was saying about Mike Trout. And I said, I'm like this with Luke Weaver. He's like, I know how good Trout is. I see the stats. I know he's a baller, everything like that. He's one of the best players of the 21st century. He's like, anytime I sit down to watch a Trout game, it's always 3 strikeouts. He's like, I always just catch him at a bad time or something, but he's always horrible every time I go to sit down and watch him. I'm like that with Luke Weaver. Anytime I watch a Luke Weaver appearance, bases loaded, no outs, I'm like, oh my God. And then 3 straight strikeouts every single time. He just gets in and out of jams.
Yep.
Effortlessly.
No, he's awesome, man.
I just don't. That's why when you said 2.8 walks, like in my mind, I'm like, dude, he's got to have like a crazy high number. 2.8, that's nothing.
Does
Wow.
Does Trent Grisham make the lineup? I mean, not the lineup, the roster, I should say.
You definitely have to have him.
Because I'm thinking, because the bench is going to be either Verdugo or Jason, whichever one you want to say. So that's the outfield spot already. Who else do we got? We have Oswaldo. I think Waldo's got to make it.
That's what I'm saying. That's who I'm feeling like might be the odd man out, but I don't think he should be.
Oswaldo definitely has to make it.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Yes.
Who on the roster has been the best player recently in playoffs?
Stan.
Without a doubt, Grisham. Carried
Really?
the Padres over the Mets a couple years ago.
I mean, I
do
best player
remember
in the
that.
series.
I remember Stan being like really
Best
good.
player in a series.
Stan is
And then he was good
playoff
the next
monster.
few rounds too. So, like, listen, I'm not trying to be a hater or anything like that to anybody else. All I'm saying is, like, you have a guy that's played in big games before and excelled. Stanton has, Soto has, I know.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like, you could throw him in the field. He's your best defensive outfielder on the roster. He could run. He could pinch run. You know that if he has to hit, like if things go wrong, he's been in big moments before. He's played in big moments before. That it's not a detriment to have him. The only thing that gets thrown into it is one name we haven't mentioned until 33 minutes into. What happens with LeMahieu?
He's hurt.
He's hurt.
He's coming back this week.
He should not make the playoff round.
He should not make. I'm just
Oh.
being honest. I don't.
I
Oswald-
love. He's one of my favorite players ever.
I have his jersey, and I'm telling you right now.
But I think I agree.
Oswaldo, there's no sense in this world that LeMahieu makes the playoff roster over Oswaldo Cabrera. There's
he
no
was
sense.
unplayable before he went on in a 10-day IL stint. They put him on there because he sucked.
If the Yankees
They didn't want to
clinch
PFA him.
if the Yankees clinch the AL East and most likely get the 2nd or 1st seed, sure, we'll let LeMahieu get some at bats, get him ramped up again, I guess, for the worst, just in case he does have to make it. But there should be no reason he makes the playoff roster of Oswaldo Cabrera. That was sort of right.
The only thing I was thinking about it was that you get, I mean, better than Gold Glove defense at 2 positions, 2nd and 3rd, and then above average at 1st. Because the only thing I'm thinking of it is like from a manager perspective, who on your team is most likely to be pinch ran for? Number 1 is Stanton. Number 2 is Rizzo.
Yeah.
So if you take Rizzo out, then who replaces him? I don't know if you want to put Cabrera there. You're not going to bring Ben Rice just for the sake of having a back. If you're bringing Ben Rice, you might as well just bring LeMahieu because he could do more.
Yeah.
So like that's the only way I'm thinking of it. There's value there. I like this kind of stuff because I know that we talk about lineups more than the Yankees do.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it the last couple of years. They're like, and batting third and playing first base, Leroy Jenkins. You know, it's like, I get it.
But Cabrera is no slouch with the glove. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no.
Much better bat. He could play first base too. Cabrera plays a pretty good 1B. And then, defensively, if it's a close game late in the game, you can move him to third, Jazz to second.
They never would put Jazz in the outfield, right? Like,
no. Oh man, if they put Jazz in the outfield, I'm not watching.
Yeah, we need Jazz at third or second, hands down.
Good.
That's why we traded for him, man. Yeah, outfield's fine. Outfield, health, Barron Soto, Judge, Verdugo, Dominguez, we're good.
He makes freaking Nick Castellanos and Kyle Schwarber look like Gary Maddox in the outfield. I don't know if you guys know.
I'm looking at the score right now, the app, and I'm looking at it, and it says outfielders, Jazz Chisholm, center field. I'm like, he has not played the outfield.
He was playing center field a lot for the Marlins, so he's probably still listed as an outfielder. And Jazz at 3B, man,
he's been so good.
He's been great.
He's been like one of the best third basemen in the league. Like, I'm not even kidding.
It's crazy. Yeah, he's not even a natural third baseman. It's nuts.
His first time playing third base in his life was for the New York Yankees.
Insane. And he's just
picked it up.
He's just picking it up under all the pressure of New York and everything. And yeah, he's amazing, man.
But don't worry, Boone will put DJ there. Start of playoffs. Boone.
If that happens, dude, we start right.
No, it's a joke.
I think I'm with you, Nick.
With Oswaldo?
We can't start DJ in any game.
We can't.
Can't.
He's been hurt. He's gonna be
want him off the bench.
I think he's the worst. I think he's the worst qualified hitter in all of baseball. You just can't. I love the guy.
He's lost
2019, 2020 DJ had me on the edge of my seat every day.
It happens, bro. He's just not that guy anymore.
He's 30, 5 or 6. He's old now, man. I never liked that contract to begin with. I remember we extended him in 2020, I think. Mm-hmm. I was always like, dude, 6 years or however long it was. I was like, that's too long for him. I love the guy.
Remember the contract we gave Aaron Hicks?
That was horrible too. Aaron Hicks had besides his glove and maybe like a good amount of home runs, he had no like resume whatsoever for that contract, dude. I'm like, are we kidding me here?
To play devil's advocate again for Hicks, that wrist injury ended his career.
For sure.
Because he had that injury, the same injury Mark Teixeira had, that sheath injury. No players ever come back from it, right?
Yeah.
So like, I kind of like, I almost feel bad for Aaron Hicks because people were like, he sucks, and he did. But part of me was also like, how much can I blame a guy for having an injury that severe? It's like a pitcher getting Tommy John back when it used to be a death sentence like 15 years ago. It's like, I feel bad. Like I honestly, like, I don't even want to bring it to myself to say this guy sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Nick, can you open up? Because now I'm getting intrigued by this roster. You want to make a draft for the opening for the roster for the playoffs on a doc? See if we're right. See how spot on we are.
Oh, like the
1 through 28.
Predict the playoff roster. Like what?
That's fun. This could be fun. Could be a nice little breakout.
I just thought about it.
How I can do this.
How many is it? 28, you said?
Playoff roster is the 26-man roster.
26?
You're with a maximum of 13 pitchers. So let's say. All right.
Okay, but how many starts do those pitchers need?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Hold on.
All right. So
we're forget that you had 13 starters. Can you go over it? Is there a loophole on the ESPN?
All right.
So what I'm gonna do here? Let's see. Active roster. Clayton Beater's up. I think I missed that.
I still can't believe we got rid of Tomlin.
Yeah,
Tonkin?
That really bothered me, dude.
Yeah, Tonkin was good.
That really bothered me.
Were they DFA him?
Yeah. No teams picked him up.
Poor guy. I'm sure he'll go somewhere.
I don't get it. Do you want to hear something crazy? If he was still on the roster, I'd say he should have been a closer.
Closer or made the roster?
Both. I loved him. Anytime he pitched for us, he was like, an old school fireman.
He did
Like when
or
you
like
like
a
if
sheriff.
like you guys know like when I'm not talking about the stash. I'm talking about like when like they used to call like relievers like firemen would be like when
Oh,
shit's
okay.
going crazy, like just throw a
Yeah.
guy in there who knows what he's doing. That's
He
what
was
he
that
was
guy.
for us. Like no matter how chaotic it got, like he always looked like he knew what he was doing.
There wasn't like a part of you because of the stash fireman, like sheriff.
Yeah, I guess maybe subconsciously. But yeah, man, I couldn't believe it. When I saw that we got rid of him, I was like, what? Clayton Beater, meanwhile, is
Didn't we
throwing
just DFA
BP.
someone else too?
JT Brubaker. You could put JT Brubaker in front of me, and I have no clue who he is.
All right, so let's start with the obvious. Let's start with hitters. We already kind of did the lineup. So,
All right. Do you
for
want me to
bench
make like
press-
a separate Google Doc so we could keep track?
yeah, just to keep track, and I'll
Sure.
scroll through this. Yeah, 'cause it's a lot right now.
Drive new Google Docs. How am I almost out of space on my Google, guys? How does that make sense? Yankees playoff roster.
Because we
So
could carry
pitching-
5 outfielders. That could be like Verdugo and
Grisham?
Grisham on the bench. It's not a bad idea. I mean, especially give Judge like his DH days here and there. If that's but he's one of our best defensive outfielders, so I'd want him more in center than anything.
Yeah.
Um,
can play center
Where are we
too.
starting? We starting in the position? Are we starting on the?
let's start with offense first. So we'll go down by catchers, infielders, outfielders. We'll start with catcher. So obviously Austin Wells. Do
Mhm.
we see Trevino on the bench as a backup catcher? The Yankees are notorious for having.
Yeah, we have to have it. Necessary evil.
Yeah, Trevino. All right, so we got our catchers. So 26-man roster. That's 2. All right, our infielders. We know it's Rizzo at first base. Glaber at 2. Volpe at short.
And Chisholm.
And yep. And then
I think you have to.
we're definitely inking Oswaldo in for infield.
Have to.
All right, put in Oswaldo for now. Outfield, Soto, Judge, Dominguez,
And
Verdugo.
And then
maybe Grisham, I gotta say.
because I didn't think about that. I mean, as much as I don't want to see a Grisham at bat, he
is a great defender. So I'm not
and
against
that too.
carrying 5 outfields because Stanton's not going. And then DH, you can write Stanton down. He's gonna be probably the only DH.
Yeah, he'll never see the outfield.
No, definitely not in the playoffs. I think it's pretty straightforward. The 26-man roster. Just got to get all the names down.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Judge, Soto, Verdugo.
So
They sent Oswald back then?
2.
I didn't know that. Peraza.
yeah, Peraza's back in my eyes. DJ should not make it. I think we established that.
100% not making it. I'll put
Ben Rice not needed.
So yeah, I'm numbering it too, so we know how many we have.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's pretty all straightforward. Maybe the bullpen is going to get a little funky because we're adding probably Stroman and Nestor into the.
Give me 1 second. I'm still on the I'm still on the hitters. So
Yes, sir.
we need 13 position players. That's the limit. That's the cap. So we have 10. Trevino, Wells, Rizzo, Torres, Jazz, Volpe, Judge, Soto, Verdugo.
I think it's 13 max for pitchers.
Which by default means 13 position players.
Yes.
DH.
so we can add 3 more.
Stan. 2 more.
So we need 2 more hitters, right?
Yep. So vying for spots.
Did you put Grisham in yet?
Not yet.
All right, it's definitely
Hold on. Vying for a spot. One of the fastest players in the league in John
Birdie. Yeah.
Birdie.
Cabrera.
Birdie's got to be in there, yep.
Cabrera, Birdie, and Grisham.
Grisham, yeah, that's great.
Those are the 3 fighting for it. Peraza's back to the minors. Ben Rice is back to the Vivas is back to the line. I don't think either of those three are coming back up.
Yeah, no.
So who's in the outfield?
So outfield, we got Dominguez for
We already
people who are
So
gonna be out.
just basically those three: Grisham, Cabrera, and Birdie. One of those two has to come out, unless they take out Verdugo. If it's
Not
me,
doing it.
Dennis, I know he's your boy, but I think Grisham's got to be the guy out of there.
if it's me, I'm taking out Verdugo.
It's kind of like splitting hairs at that point. I think both are kind of, they're both lefties. They're both lefty outfielders. Have had whack bats all year long. Grisham's a better defender, so he's got that going for him. Man,
Verdugo has the higher upside.
agreed.
But once again, if you're telling me sell yourself, Verdugo and Grisham could say, who here has carried a lineup in the playoffs?
I hear you
Baseball
on
is
that.
different than basketball. Baseball is different than football. It's different than hockey. That doesn't matter as much. But my thing is like the potential for him to just
I'm honestly
microwave and get
thinking-
hot while being a better defender. To me, he's more deserving of a spot than Verdugo, because you have to have Cabrera and you have to have Birdie.
Birdie has to be there. I agree.
You cannot have a pinch runner. This team is too slow.
Yeah, Birdie has to be there. I agree with that. And we don't need both Verdugo and Grisham. That's just over.
They're redundant.
In the people's eyes, I feel like they're gonna go with Verdugo and keep him up in the playoffs and not do Grisham. But I mean, I'm not.
I think if we're trying to predict it right, I think Grisham's the odd man out.
Yes.
That's what I'm aiming for. I think like you brought up great points with Grisham, actually. Kind of sway me a little bit, but I think it's Verdugo. I think he's going to get it. I think that's the way the Yankees are going to go with him. He still gets his ABs here and there. I think it's Verdugo.
But he's gonna be on the bench, and Dominguez.
He's going to be on the bench, and Dominguez will be starting. I think that's what's going to happen. And then what? We got to go to the pitchers now.
Yeah.
All right. So let's start with the obvious: Cole, Rodon, Heel,
Schmidt,
Nestor,
Nestor,
Stroman.
Hamilton's there.
Hamilton's going to make it. Canley's going to make it.
Clay's gonna make it.
Mark Leiter Jr. is probably going to make it.
He's definitely going to make it. They love him.
Yep.
Clay's gonna make it. Did we say Clay?
I know Lou Trevino's not going to make it. He got hurt. He's not making it. Will Warren, I hope he doesn't make it.
He's in the minors.
Yep. Luke Weaver's going to make it. Mize is probably going to make it. They've been using him a lot.
They're doing the 4-man.
I'm assuming they're doing a 4-man rotation. I'm assuming.
Right. That seems to be, since the 09 Yankees, that seems to be the most universally agreed upon rotation.
Tim Hill, he's going to make it.
I like Tim Hill.
Yeah, I like him too. So what do we have for pitches now? If I know we just.
So I'm just catching up to starters now. So I have Cole, Rodon. Who are going to be the other two? Heel?
Schmidt and Heel, yeah. For starters, at least. Schmidt, Stroman, and Nestor could probably all rotate and such. We'll see what happens, but my money's on Schmidt being the rotation. Before Weaver's huge success, I was actually saying Schmidt as the closer. I could see him being a sick closer, but
I don't disagree.
Weaver's he's too good right now.
There's another E in there, isn't there? No.
There's
I can't
Ham
spell
Dog.
relief.
I think
Yep,
that's the
I knew I
only.
spelled relief wrong. There is a second E. Yep, thought so. Stroman.
Scott Efros, too. He's nasty, man. I know he's in the minors, but he could maybe make it.
Well, it just trademarked my R.
I think I would. I don't want to totally disrespect the guy right now, but I think I would take Efros over Tim Miza. I think Miza's been kind of booty, if I'm incorrect.
Why? I don't know why we got rid of Tonkin for Miza. I can't get past that.
Mize's got a 4 ERA as a reliever.
Dude, Tonkin
and
was good.
16
I don't
innings
get
pitched.
it.
Didn't
Is
Tonkin
it
go to
me?
Minnesota?
Is it me?
I thought he said he's a free agent still.
Is he?
He's
I
not-
thought he went to Minnesota.
I don't think he's on a roster. He's not. No, he is. No. We got him from Minnesota. Unless,
That's
of course,
what it
they
was.
took him back.
I think that's what
He had a
happened. bro.
3.38 ERA for us this year, man.
No, yeah, he's. Yeah, I don't
With
think
2
he's on a roster
saves.
right now.
Why did we get rid of him?
No, he is. He's on the
121
Twins
ERA.
right now.
Why did we do that?
Yeah, Tonkin's back on the Twins,
Okay, I didn't see that.
but I don't think
he hasn't had any stats for them yet, though.
Yeah, he hasn't
Unless, of
played.
course, Baseball Reference
Is off. or
doesn't
something.
delineate it as 2 different Minnesota.
That could be it. Hold on, let me see.
What's his game log? Yeah, this is an easy solution to this. Yep, he's back
Yeah, I thought so. Yep.
and seems to be doing okay. He's only allowed 2 runs over his last 5 games.
Yeah,
2
I
innings pitched, 2
like
innings
talking
pitched.
to. I thought he was good. Yeah, he's been doing all right.
It was bizarre.
Especially when the bullpen was our weakest.
Yeah,
part of the
it was a
game,
weird
yeah.
move, man. I didn't like it.
I was
agree with
definitely a
you.
little surprised by that.
20. All right, so here's what I have for pitchers so far.
Okay.
I'm at 19 with the guys from the rotation: Cole, Rodon, Heel, Schmidt, Stroman, Cortez.
And what, you're at 19 total for the whole roster or 19 pitchers?
19 total.
Okay, so
So we have 6 slots left from the bullpen.
all right. So
Obviously, Tim Hill, because we
Tim
need a
Hill.
lefty, which I'll delineate
Weaver.
with an L. Weaver, righty.
Canely.
Again, it corrects righty to being the trademark thing, and it's getting me really mad. Yep. Can you just
Hamilton.
not? Can you not? Thank
Mark
you.
Leiter Jr.
Dude, do you know his splitter is one of the best pitches in baseball?
It's disgusting.
Like statistically, it's one of the best pitches in baseball.
I love it.
No, again, you're pissing me off, Google. All right. So Tim Hill, Luke Weaver, Mark Leiter Jr. Who else?
Canely.
Canley. He's a righty, right? I always got him and Lou Trevino mixed up.
What about Ian Hamilton?
Ian Hamilton, yes.
Ian Hamilton. He's a righty too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank God I don't got to watch Kirk Cousins' cousin anymore.
I liked Cousins. I didn't think
Yeah.
he was that bad.
Jay Cousins is pretty good.
No, he's just related to Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins played for Washington.
We have one lefty in our bullpen.
Oh,
That's
boy.
what I'm looking at. That's why I'm.
That's why I think Cortez is going to be the odd man out, by the way.
Yeah, he goes into the pen because Miza is all right. It's not that good, and I'd rather have Efros in over Miza.
He's another righty. It says that for us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like that's why I'm like thinking about did we get rid of Miza? Because I think Efros is the better pitcher by far, but it's a little risky because he hasn't really played much this year. He's been hurt.
Oh my god!
But when he was fucking good, man.
Who?
Efros.
Oh yeah, that sidearm. He's had a 3.94 ERA for us, Miza, in 16 starts, 16 appearances, 16
For-
innings, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, for a reliever, that's a little high. So what are we at now? 20 something.
We are at 25 total.
So
I guess Miza by default. I honestly I don't know how much I agree with it.
yeah, because he's a lefty, I get it, but
But if you have Cortez there, I don't
Yeah,
know if there's another.
let's see. There's Beater, Brubacher, Cousins. So what's Cousins' injury? I haven't kept up on
Because
it,
if
man.
he's back, I think they might take him. Cousins.
Let's see. I'm looking up his injury right now.
Stop it. Driving me crazy here.
Okay, so he's hoping for a postseason return. His injury is his pectoral. I guess we could write down Cousins. I'm thinking him or Efros or my. It's going to be one of them.
Says Cousins on the IL.
But he's hopeful for a postseason return.
Oh boy.
A little risky. Mize is the lefty. He's got that going for him. He's healthy. Efros is coming off injury, but let me see. How has he been in the minors? I know it's a little doesn't tell the whole tale, but if he's dealing in the minors, fuck it, bring him up.
Who?
Efros. 2.55 ERA. He's 8-1 in the minor leagues right now. 32 strikeouts and 35 innings pitched. 2.3 BB9, so it's a low walk rate. He did pitch this year for a little bit. 2 innings pitched. Didn't look too good. It's only 2 innings pitched, though. I'm not going to hold it against him.
Think of the meat grinder to switch from Luis Heel, who's control, all of Nestor Cortez's weird shenanigans, Efros throwing wicked heat from the side, and then you end it with Luke Weaver. Fuck.
I'm saying Efros, bro.
Oh, I don't even have Clay Holmes written down. Do I have Clay Holmes written down?
Oh, yeah. So, I feel like he's got to make it then.
He has to make it. He has to make it.
Yeah, he's going to make it. I'm not a big fan of it, but he is one of our more, I don't want to even say proven. He's just more, I don't know. He's been here all year, but I don't know if that's a good thing. Yeah, I was kind of wait on Holmes to see what you guys think about that, but he's another righty down there. Fuck. So besides Nestor, no, Mark Leiter Jr., he's a lefty. Okay, I mean, Nestor's our saving grace here, for sure. Need him in the bullpen. We need another lefty arm.
Yeah.
I guess Clay Holmes makes it. I mean, look, Clay Holmes in the 7th inning, I'll take it. Definitely should not be closing games in the playoffs, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think we have it.
Cool.
I think we have it. Who bats after Stanton in the lineup? Oh, Jazz, right?
Jazz, yeah. Jazz or Jason. Off the top of my head.
Third base, and then who else am I missing here? That's 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, I guess would be. Oh, I have Soto written as a left fielder. That's what I'm throwing off. Left field. I guess it's. I don't know. I think they're going to do something I'm not going to like.
They will. It's the Yankees.
I think they're going to bat Chisholm, Verdugo, Rizzo all in a row and just have like a perfect lane for a lefty reliever. Because, I wrote down basically what we came up with the lineup being Torres, Soto, Judge, Wells, Stanton, Chisholm, left field, Rizzo, Volpe. Do you guys think they start Dominguez over Verdugo? Because I think if they start Dominguez over Verdugo, there's no sense in bringing Verdugo.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at when I was like debating on what you said.
Well, I would say start Jason, but put Verdugo on the bench, and then Grisham doesn't make it. Because you're going to need a backup outfielder.
But at that point, if you need a backup outfielder instead of a pinch hitter, then just have the better outfielder.
Because I think Jason and Verdugo are both going to make it. Because
I think you're right, and I think you should be wrong.
I should.
That's what we're talking about.
Because
what I think that it should
because what's the bench looking like right now? It's Birdie, Cabrera, the hitter bench. Birdie, Cabrera, Verdugo, right? That's 3, and Trevino,
Mhm.
and that's
Yeah.
it, right?
I mean, Trevino shouldn't make it, but he's probably gonna.
Yeah, backup catchers.
You need to have one because once
Yeah.
again, we got to look at it from if you pin who's most likely to be taken out, and just go down that order. You're not taking out Volpe because he's too fast and offensively he's been a red hot. You're not taking him out. You're not taking out Jazz for the same reason. You're not taking out Judge. You're not taking out Soto.
Left field.
So 4 people are out. You're not taking out Stanton unless it's a pinch run situation. So that's Birdie. You kind of just put them as like a handcuff.
I think that's it, man. That's the bench right
I
there.
think we got the roster figured out.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
Oh man, I don't know.
This is surprisingly a more engaging like conversation than I thought it would be.
Oh, 100%. And it's kind of scary, like talking about the bullpen.
Question marks left field.
That's what I literally have it as left field.
Yes. Overall, I think our biggest hole is left field, even though I think Jason's going to fucking rock. But you got him in Verdugo.
I think we're being more hopeful that Jason's going to do good in left field than if he actually is going to be good in left field.
I think you're right, too. I think we're being irrational.
Because he can easily go. I mean, didn't he drop a routine fly ball? I mean, I don't want to overreact over one play, but he hasn't been spectacular in left field. He's definitely been hitting more, but
if anything, I think he gets defensively replaced by Verdugo. And
if we're being honest, the best defensive outfielder is, the best outfielder is
Judge.
Well, I'm saying between the 3 is not Verdugo, it's Grisham. But the best bat of the 3, whose bat has been the hottest of the 3? Is it Dominguez?
I'd say Jason probably is the best bat of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is he second? Is he second in the defense behind Grisham, or is Verdugo a better outfielder?
Verdugo's a better defender.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I think you roll the dice.
We're doing it based off potential.
Dominguez and Verdugo. I think that's what they're gonna do.
So Dominguez
speed off the bench for Dominguez too.
Yep.
Yeah, but is he coming off the bench? Who's coming off the bench?
That's what I'm trying to debate.
It's a toss-up, definitely.
Would you rather have a pinch runner or defensive replacement? That's the conversation the Yankees are probably having. If you'd rather have a pinch runner, then you start Verdugo and you cut Grisham. If you'd rather have a defensive replacement, you start Dominguez, cut Verdugo, bring Grisham.
That's
so
why
Dominguez is making it either way. He's not getting cut. He's making it either way.
Yeah, you can't cut Dominguez. You can't.
No,
the entire New York media was on fire when they didn't call him up originally, as they should have been.
Yeah.
You can't, because if you lose because you don't have this young superstar player, then you kind of look like an idiot.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say kind of.
No, you do.
You'd be a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Based on the Yankees and the current, where they're at right now, I think it's Dominguez and Verdugo. They're both gonna be. I think Grisham's definitely out, man, out.
I think you're right.
You're not calling. You're not bringing him. You have to bring Birdie.
Gotta bring Birdie. Gotta bring him.
He got speed.
And that boy could bunt.
Everyone on the Yankees is slow as shit. I mean, Dominguez and Volpe are obviously fast, but oh man, I don't know.
Bottom of the 9th, runners at second and third. Here steps John Birdie, who came in as a pinch runner for Giancarlo Stanton. If you got Jazz at third, and you got fucking John Birdie laying one down, oh baby. That's the kind of baseball I love.
Oh yeah,
I like that 1980s baseball. Yeah,
I feel like I'd rather the defender over the hitter. Am I wrong for that?
Listen,
if it's a close game,
in a close game, obviously I want the batter, but I don't know.
If I'm doing MLB The Show, this isn't even a question. I'm taking Grisham and I'm benching Verdugo. But at the end of the day, maybe we just put too much emphasis on defense. How are the Phillies doing?
Exactly. Yeah, they're horrible defensively. They're one of the best teams in baseball.
By the way, did you guys didn't watch the Mets game last night because you guys were watching football?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, I was watching. I
was 27 rows off the field or something like that, in right center. I saw the Castellanos Nimmo homer. Castellanos almost had it. He missed it by an inch.
Crazy.
So who knows? Maybe if you do have a better defenseman there, it was a different story last night. But
So you have the our roster that we made up.
would you like me to share screen?
Sure. Yep. Let me
Okay. I don't know.
and after we go over this one more
Is that-
time, we'll
Share screen.
decide who's in, who's out of the wild card race. Then I think we can end it there.
I think it's this. Yeah. Enter. Here we go.
All right, so the lineup looks fantastic. Left field is, I think they're gonna roll Jason at first, but Verdugo obviously will get his ABs. I like it. And then the catchers, Trevino and Wells, sounds good to me. Rizzo, Torres, Jazz, Volpe, Cabrera, Burry. I really like that bench for the infield. Stan at DH, yup. Starters, Cole, Rodon, Heel, and Schmidt. I like it.
I mean, we also could DH Dominguez to give Stan the day off if you really wanted to.
No, you cannot bench Stanton.
Yeah, Stan.
I mean, if he's not hot, you can. I mean, he's obviously shown to be hot in the playoffs, but I mean, I don't
Stan's
know.
not getting a day off in the
You
playoffs.
can't bench him in the playoffs. That's not happening.
I don't know.
Oh, that's the wrong Google Doc. Did I just open up the wrong doc?
No, I still see it. Stroman
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
see it. I see it.
on relief. Cortez. I like those two a lot in the bullpen. I can't lie.
Isn't
Tim-
Nestor pissed about it too? He said he's gonna do whatever he has to do, but he's like
He's not
having
pissed,
that.
but you could tell in his undertone. He's like, I'm more of a starter, but out of all the other guys in the rotation, he's the most bullpen-esque pitcher we got out of that rotation. So he'll be fine. Tim Hill.
I'm going to try to cut some of this dead space. So we have.
Can you zoom? Or out, not that, whatever the opposite.
Oh, that might have been too much.
It's all right.
Oh man.
That's the bullpen.
Stroman, Cortez, Tim Hill, Weaver, Leiter, Canely.
Not crazy about that.
Yeah, if anything,
Efros, if he's back.
yeah, Frost over him. It's pretty much about it.
I guess they don't have to make a decision until the series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got like 2-3 weeks to figure this shit out.
So they have more than a 1 hour podcast.
And look, I hate to say it, injuries happen, so you never know. Fucking Leiter could get hurt. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't do that to Mark.
I'm just
Don't
saying.
wish that on Mark.
Better knock
What did he
on
do
wood.
to you? I'm kidding.
Knock on wood. So you never know. Someone else might take a spot. We'll see. Hope that's not the case. Everyone stays healthy. I like it though. I like this team a lot, man. For the AL, I think it's
It's better than where we were at last year.
100%.
Yeah, we're going to
They
the playoffs.
should make it to the World Series. Winning it's a different ball game because the Phillies and the Dodgers and even the Padres, man, they all look fucking great.
Isn't it crazy? Last year we had a pitcher pitch a perfect game, and this year our team is better.
I know it's crazy.
Nuts.
And
All right,
that's
I'm gonna
baseball,
stop sharing.
Susan.
That's baseball. Yeah.
Do
Do
all
we want
right.
to get our wild card predictions? in?
Yeah, because we haven't really weren't really set on that just yet. So let's do it.
Okay.
We'll
I
start with
think I think this is what it looks like. And I think the Mets win the World Series.
stop it. All right, let's.
No, I genuinely think the Mets are going to win the World Series.
All right, we'll start with the AL because that NL take was just fucking wild. So we'll get back to
What
that.
the hell did
So-
I just hear?
All right, AL wild card. Who's in? Who isn't? Whoever wants to start off. I think I got my answer.
I think the wild card.
I mean,
Obviously,
Royals
the
are
division
cold.
leaders stay. I think the
Yeah.
wild card 1 seed is the Tigers. Then it's the Orioles. Then it's the Royals.
What about you, guy?
We have to agree with Dennis.
I'm gonna
Maybe,
go with.
maybe Tigers 2, not 1. I don't know though.
I'm
You can
gonna.
go.
I'm gonna stick with the Orioles at wild card 1. Tigers wild card 2.
Yeah, that's what I think. too.
Twinkies don't make it, in my opinion. But I can't lie to you. I'm looking at the Mariners right now, man. I'll play devil's advocate. Mariners wild card 3.
I mean, Royals
Over
are
the
on
Royals,
they're on a
dethroned.
seven-game
Regicide.
6-4 in the last 10. Royals sliding down bad. 7-game losing
They're
streak.
2-8 in their last 10. The Royals. Damn.
I wouldn't put money on it, but I'll go with the Mariners over the Royals just to make it fun. Why not? And then the NL. Padres are a lock for me.
Mets.
And then 2024 World Series winner Mets. I honestly, I don't believe in the Dodgers. They don't have the pitching. They're out. The Phillies, the Mets are broken down. They're holding Lindor because they're still winning, and Luis Angel Acuna has been fine. The Mets, their worst starting pitcher, struck out Bryce Harper twice last night. Tyler McGill struck him out twice, and honestly weren't even competitive at bats.
I'm going with
There's like a
Padres.
feeling in that crowd, man. There's a feeling in that crowd that they really think that they're going to win.
I mean, you got to have hope.
You don't have Lindor. You don't have Senga. Maybe Senga comes back for the bullpen. Lindor's going to be coming back. You're getting guys that aren't going to be playing if Lindor comes back. Now you have guys that are getting those minutes, that are getting experience in big games and these kinds of scenarios.
I mean, JD Martinez has been ass.
And they're winning without him.
They are.
And I thought he was going to be one of their best players.
Does he make the roster?
Oh, I think he needs to.
Probably DH, yeah.
Yeah, as a pinch hitter.
I was hearing people saying he would. Well, maybe he's not starting. I think that's what I heard. He's just.
They're
not
platooning
starting.
him and Winker against righties. They have Winker against lefties. They have JD.
All right, so who's your 3 teams, Dennis, for making the NL wild card? Obviously, the Mets.
I think it stays.
Stays, okay.
I think it stays. I think Mets get 2. Diamondbacks fall to 1. I don't know if the Diamondbacks are playing,
I can look right now. I have it up.
but the Mets. I mean, they got a bloodbath.
They got
3 against the
games
Braves, 3 against the
Giants,
Brewers.
and then 3 against the Padres. That's the Diamondbacks.
Part of me wants to take the Mets out. I can't lie to you guys. I'm
I
looking
feel
at the.
I feel
But
like the Braves could make it.
yeah, I don't know. It's just they have lost all their top tier talent, and regardless, they're a deep team. They still got top tier guys in Michael Harris, Ozuna.
Well, who are the Diamondbacks versing? Because I feel like maybe they might fall, but I don't know. Then again, I don't know. Apparently,
They just walked the Brewers. All I know is the Padres are a lock, but these last 3 are kind of a mind fuck.
It's a toss up.
If the
Braves
Mets
have
make it,
to win,
man.
too.
Oh my God! If the Mets make it. Oh, Padres 3 against LA, 3 against Dodgers, 3 against Dodgers, 3 against Diamondbacks. The Dodgers are desperately need that 1 seed with the amount of injuries they have.
Yeah, and Otani's on a fucking heater like he always is. Mookie Betts is heating up too. He hit a bomb last night.
You know what would be fun?
I think the Diamondbacks fall out.
I think you know what you're gonna say, Dennis.
For the sake of insanity and fun,
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Padres go 0-6.
Win a division.
Mets.
I'm
I'm saying Padres get eliminated.
Oh, okay.
Everything else shapes up. Because the Mets have the tiebreaker against them. So if they get swept by the Braves and they win 3 against the Brewers, they still make it.
That would be crazy. It's definitely possible. I mean,
That to me, that's just fun.
yeah, that would. Be
Or
fucking-
you could do exactly what you just said, and
actually, I think
Padres sweep the Dodgers in these next 3 games, and you just need to win 1 against the Diamondbacks.
yeah. Damn.
The Dodgers lose out, or do it in a way where Padres finish a game ahead of them. And it's the exact opposite, or like the exact same almost as that 21 Giants Dodgers. Remember that? That was a great race.
Yeah, that was insane. Is Chris Sale projected to play the Mets in this 3 games?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
That's a win.
Schwellenbach, Sale, and Fried in that order. Against Severino, Minaya, and Quintana, I think. I forget. I just had it up a second ago.
Brandon Natal's going to kill me. I'm going Padres, Braves, Diamondbacks. Lock it in.
Wow.
Lock it in.
Dude,
Hot take. Hot take.
I went to the game with him yesterday.
Yeah.
You must
Yeah,
have
it's
pissed off
Severino-
all the Mets fans.
Mets fans are going to have it.
So you think the Mets lose 2 out of the 3 or get swept against the Braves?
I think they're going to lose 2 out of the 3.
Wow.
It's on the road at Truist Park.
Chris Sale.
And you have to verse Sale, so you're saying the Sale game's an obvious loss for the Mets then?
Not an obvious loss. I mean,
You just predicted that they were out, so it has to be an obvious loss.
well, that's not obvious. It's a prediction.
I
Doesn't
don't
make it
know.
obvious. That's my.
Yeah, it's Severino versus Schwellenbach.
It's gonna be close.
Peterson
I won't be
versus
surprised if the Mets
Sale.
make the playoffs, but I might roll Chris Sale here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Definitely not obvious. That no one can predict that.
Minaya versus Fried. Listen,
look,
man,
Minaya-
Peterson against the Orioles. I was at that game for the Alvarez walk-off home run. Peterson, like a hot knife through butter, man. The Orioles couldn't do nothing against him.
Peterson's good, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts.
This is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fucking fun. That's all I'm saying.
I'll be tuning in for sure.
I'll root for the 2 teams who are currently out of it: the Mariners and the Braves. Make it a little fun here. But the Mets are just fucking. They're on their Tigers right now. They're just a fun, magical team. Hard to bet against, but
The
Chris Sale's-
Mariners.
Chris
Oh my
Sale's-
God,
Chris
they
Sale's
need.
been my brother. They're heating
The
up a
Mariners
little
could
bit.
still win the division, right? If they win
yeah,
out,
technically, yeah.
that's insane. What do they play each other?
I love Julio Rodriguez, and he's been
I
heating
can
up.
tell.
Yeah, they're a fun team. We'll see. That
What's the
pitching staff
Mariners
too.
team?
That pitching staff is nuts. That's one team I don't want to see in the playoffs.
Oh my God! Tonight, 3 at Houston for Seattle, 3 versus Oakland.
Go
the
Seattle,
last
man.
series of the Oakland A's.
Go Seattle. Fuck Houston, man.
By the way, whoever made the MLB schedule this year screwed up because Oakland shouldn't end their franchise on the road. That's so stupid.
I did it on purpose, dude. Did you hear what
I
they
mean,
said?
at this
They were
point, the
like-
league has done everything they could to make sure the Oakland A's have there is no positive will left
Yeah.
for the Oakland A's.
Did you hear what they told the players at the last game? What to do? Just
What?
don't stay around. Just get the fuck out. That's what they told them. Get the fuck out once the game's over. To all the players, you'll leave the stadium immediately. Look it
What
up.
the hell?
Yeah, they said, look it up. It's
Is
not.
that true?
I swear to God, look it up.
Show me.
I think Talking Baseball posted it. So
Oh, they're pretty reliable.
Oakland Athletics players told to leave.
I wouldn't even. The A's players are better than me. If I was one of their players, I wouldn't even show up for the Mariners series.
All right, so here it is. It's on Reddit, so let me share the screen. From Bob Nightingale. MLB and the Oakland Athletics are beefing up stadium security for their final game at the Oakland Coliseum on Thursday, with players and staff instructed to not loiter on the field after the game in case of fan violence.
Oh, they don't. The fans might siege the field.
I guess so, yeah. I didn't read the fan violence part, but what I heard was they were told not to loiter. They told them to get out of the stadium immediately after the game. So I didn't even think of fan violence, but that's what I read at first. I was like, Jesus, bro. Can't get these guys a break. It's dirty, man. I mean, I don't know. Fan violence, I get that, sure. That could totally be a problem, but like part of me feels like they're just saying that just to be like,
But the fans aren't going to insult the players.
Exactly.
It's not their fault.
I know. It's weird, right? Doing Oakland dirty, man.
I would give so much credit to Lawrence Butler and Brent Rooker. I would buy their jerseys immediately. if they showed up and wrote "sell the team" on their cleats or something like that right before they went up to bat, what are you going to do? Take them out? You want to talk about fan violence? Acknowledge, from a player perspective, the horrible amenities. Now I'm going to Sacramento to play at a minor league field in 100-something degree weather every day. Why? Did you hear about that?
No.
That they're going to be playing they might only be playing night games because the heat might be too much.
Like,
if I'm a player, why would I play for an unserious organization?
exactly.
I still don't get it. And anytime you hear about the move to Vegas, all you hear about is the financials make no sense. The predictions make no sense.
Yep.
For fans. You're going to sell out every single state, every single game. You're going to sell out in Vegas. First of all, who goes to Vegas in the summer? Second of all, why would I go to Vegas? Why would I go to an A's game if I could just go to a casino? Or if I could go to a concert? Or I could go to this, I could go to that. I could go to anything but a mediocre baseball team.
No.
Is it me?
I just feel like
it's weird. The whole thing is weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to end it here, Nick? I know you said you had to go to work.
Yeah. Anything else we want to talk about? We also
Ohtani 51-51, pretty sick.
Yeah, good for him, man. I mean, not a big fan of the
old
guy,
news at this
but,
point, so there's nothing we could do. But
I get
Dennis said Mets World Series, so
yeah. If they make the playoffs, I think they're going to win the World Series. I had that 2019 Nationals vibes with them.
Oof. I see where you're coming from. That magical team, but the Nationals that year had some fucking. Not that the Mets don't, but the Nationals had some, future like Hall of Famers and shit on that team. But
they did.
Scherzer, Soto.
Wasn't Turner on the team?
Strasburg.
Maybe not Hall
of Fame, but
I get what you're saying.
There's a legit case for him. At the time, if he didn't fucking fall off, Rendon, MVP candidate that year, that team was stacked. That was a good team.
Yeah, I remember that Kurt Suzuki walk-off grand slam against the Mets.
Patrick Corbin was somewhat good. Still, he had 200.
Somewhat good. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, he was fucking sick. Yeah,
you're underselling it. He was.
Anibal Sanchez was good.
Yeah, my boy.
That was a good team, man. They had a great bullpen. That was a good team. The Mets are good, but I don't think as good as the 19 Nats. That's just me. But yeah, I think that pretty much ends it off. Chris Sale for Cy Young. I'll say that. That's an obvious one.
You said that
Triple Crown
a long time ago.
Said that a long time ago. Yeah, Triple Crown Cy Young.
MLB Triple Crown. That's crazy.
I thought he was gonna do good, but good.
League-wide Triple Crown.
Shit. I should have put money on that, man. It is what it is. Just like the Malik Neighbors 2 touchdowns. Just should put money on that too. But here I am. All right. Well, I think that pretty much ends it off. This was Pastimes on the Mic. It's your boys Nick, Dennis, and Guy. We'll be back next week. I got a question, send us an email, pastimesonthemic@gmail.com. Follow us on TikTok, X, Instagram, and YouTube. We're everywhere on social media, man. Thanks for tuning in.